Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Rahmi. I'm a student of English Education Department in State Islamic University Sultan Syarif Kasim Riau. From this video, I would like to explain you about the process of character research using quantitative and qualitative approaches. What is research? Research is a process in which you engage in a small set of logical steps. Educational institutions must respond to the rapid change to knowledge-driven socioeconomic, political, and technological developments in the 21st century. In the context of this changing condition, education is faced with the task to conduct research studies that will cover every aspect. This chapter talks about the process of research, which consists of 6 steps. The first, identifying a research problem, consists of specifying an issue to study, developing a justification for studying, and suggesting the importance for the study for select audiences that will read the report. The second, reviewing the literature, means locating summaries, books, journals, and index publication on a topic, selectively choosing which literature to include in your review, and then summarizing the literature in a written report. Third, specifying the purpose for research consists of identifying the major intent or objective for a study and narrowing it into specific research, a question, or hypothesis. The fourth, collecting data. Collecting data means identifying and selecting individuals for a study, obtaining their permission to study them, and gathering information by asking people questions or observing their behaviors. The fifth, analyzing and interpreting the data. Analyzing and interpreting the data involves drawing conclusions about it, representing it in the tables, figures, and pictures to summarize it, and explaining the conclusion in words to provide answers to your research questions. The sixth, reporting research and evaluating research. Involves deciding on audience, structuring the report in a format acceptable to these audiences, and then writing the report in a manner that is sensitive to our readers. Identify the characteristics of quantitative and qualitative research in the 6 steps. In quantitative research, the major characteristics are: the first, describing a research problem. Describing a research problem through a description of trends or a need for an explanation of the relationship among variables. Second, providing a major role for the literature through suggesting the research questions to be asked and justifying the research problem, and creating a need for the direction, purpose statement, and research questions or hypotheses of the study. The third, creating purpose statements, research questions, and hypotheses that are specific, narrow, measurable, and observable. The fourth, collecting numeric data. Collecting numeric data from a large number of people using instruments with present questions and responses. The fifth, analyzing trends, comparing groups or relating variables using statistical analysis, and interpreting results by comparing them with prior prediction and past research. The sixth, writing the research report. Writing the research report using standard, fixed structure, and evaluation criteria. In qualitative research, we see different major characteristics at each stage of the research process. The first, exploring a problem and developing a detailed understanding of a central phenomenon. The second, having the literature review. Having the literature review play a minor role but justify the problem. The third, starting the purpose and research questions in a general and broad way so as to the participant experience. The fourth, collecting database on words from a small number of individuals that the participants' view are obtained. The fifth, analyzing the data for description and themes using the text analysis and interpreting the larger meaning of the findings. Similarities between quantitative and qualitative research. Both forms of research follow the 6 steps in the process of research. Both quantitative and qualitative data collection may employ similar approaches, such as interviews or observation. 3 important factors to know when to use a quantitative or qualitative approach. The first, make your approach to your research problem. For quantitative research, problems-based suites are those in which trends or explanation need to be met. For qualitative research, the problem needs to be explored to obtain a deep understanding. The second, the approach needs to fit the audience for the research report. Educators write for several audiences such as policy makers, faculty and graduate commits, editor and reviewers, evaluator or grant proposals, and individuals in school or additional settings. The third, relate your approach to your personal experience and training. For quantitative research, a quantitative research typically has taken some course or training in measurement, statistics, and quantitative data collection, such as experiments, correlation design, or survey techniques. I think enough until here. Hopefully useful and sorry for my weaknesses. And the last, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.